5 major ways to use home equity to build cash flowing rental property in 2025. So you have finally realized that you can actually turn your home equity into a mailbox money. I'm talking about $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 every single month, and you are finding out, hey, how can I actually do this? In this video, I will walk you through 5 strategies that you can use to turn that your lazy equity into real money in your bank account and become a passive income that you are receiving every single month. Now, here is a warning right here. Do not use this if you are not getting the right education. If you don't know how to use it or you are not getting the proper help, please don't use the equity in your home. So before you even get into using this strategy, you want to make sure you assess the equity you have in your home. Let's say your home is valued at $650,000 and you have a mortgage balance of $250,000. That means you have $400,000 equity to play with. Now, the bank will typically borrow you up to 75% of your home equity. So in this example, you have $400,000. 75% of $400,000 will give you $300,000. So this is the available equity that you can use to buy your next investment property that you can now convert to a mailbox money, as I'm discussing with you. The common mistake I see here is that investors think they can withdraw 100% of the 400K they have. No, this is a rookie mistake. You can only withdraw up to 75%, sometimes 80% of the home value. Now, the caution here would be that for you to actually do this, I don't recommend you withdraw or you tap into 100% of your home equity. You want to leave some cushion. Typically, I would say take about 40 to 50% out if you can. But if you really know that, hey, I know what I'm doing, I know I'm putting this money in a very solid investment, absolutely, you can take up to the maximum that allow you to do. But I do recommend you leave some cushion. Should anything happen, you are not going to be underwater on your property. And this is a real life example. One of my clients actually overestimated and nearly lost a deal because they were thinking they can get $150,000 from their property. But once I connected them with my lender, they were only able to get $90,000. And we can easily avoid this mess if you plan accordingly. And that takes me to my step number 1, which is HELOC, home equity line of credit. This works very similar to credit card. Now, let's say you have that $400,000 equity, right? And you are getting $300,000 out from the house. So you can go to the bank and say, hey, I want HELOC. And the bank will give you that $300,000 that you can now use to buy your next rental property that will now be that you can now cash flow from it, and that can now become your mailbox money. So here is how HELOC actually works. It allows you to only use what you need. That is, it gave you that flexibility. Let's say you get out $100,000 in HELOC, right? You don't have to use the entire $100,000. You can just use 50,000, use 60,000 and keep the rest on it. And the beauty of it is that you're not actually paying any interest on any money you did not use. So let's say you get $100,000 HELOC from your property. You can use this as a down payment to buy a duplex or a triplex in Houston, Texas. And that can cash flow $500 per month for you. And that $500 per month, you now convert the $100K you go from the house and use it to buy a rental property. And now that rental property is paying you $500 every month. And that $500 every month is what I call the passive income that you are making, because before you were $0, right? Now you have $500 that is coming to your account every single month when all expenses has been paid on that property, especially if it's even a new construction that you don't have to worry about any repairs. Now, the risk here for HELOC is that it's a variable rate. That is, your interest rate is not fixed. Sometimes they adjust. Typically, you will see them between 7 to 9% is very common in this market. So you want to make sure that you keep your usage tight and plan ahead of time. If you don't need the money, please don't withdraw it, because as soon as you withdraw the money, you will start paying interest on that money. That takes me to the method number 2, which is home equity loan, HELOAN. This one will give you a fixed lump sum of money. It also has a fixed term. That is, your interest rate is fixed and is more predictable. You know what to expect. But the downside is that if let's say you're able to get out $200,000, but you only use $150,000 out of that money, now you're going to be paying interest on the $50,000 that you did not use. And this can be avoided if you do HELOC, because HELOC is like you pay as you use, but HELOAN is that either you use it or not. Once the bank move that money to your bank account, you will be paying interest on the entire money they loan you. It's like a loan, HELOAN, home equity loan. The HELOAN has a better advantage because it give you the predictable income. You know what to expect, and your cash flow is not going to vary, because you know that if your payment is $500 every month and you are making a cash flow of $300, you can know that $300 is yours and nothing will take that $300 from you, because as compared to HELOC, if your interest rate went from 7% to 8%, now you have to pay more in interest, and that will affect your cash flow. And that takes me to the method number 3 that you can use to free up the equity in your home and convert them to a mailbox money, which is what I call the cash out refinance. You can reset your entire mortgage by maybe you get a lower interest rate if possible. Let's say you currently have a 7% interest rate, but something happened in the market, the interest rate dropped to 5%. You can actually refinance and get a lower interest rate. But when you refinance, there are two types of refinance. You can do a refinance without cashing out any money, and you can do a cash out refinance where you actually where you actually get some money out of your property. Let's say you have $200,000 equity in your property. You can do a refinance that will still give you $100,000 into your name. Now, of course, your loan balance will go up because you just increase your debt position. But that's the $100K that you can now use to invest that will now be giving you a monthly passive income in your bank account. So cash out refinance is not always the best. It all depends on your situation. Let's assume you have a 3.5% interest rate on your current house and the current market is 6%. If you are doing a cash out refinance, again, it means that you're going to be getting a new loan because you are resetting the loan, right? Now you're going to be getting a 6% interest rate and you are saying bye-bye to your 3.5% interest rate, which could be a problem. And now your mortgage payment will go up. Of course, you're going to get that money, but your mortgage payment is going to go up because now your interest rate is high. Plus, you're also increasing your debt position because let's say your mortgage balance before was $300,000. Now your mortgage balance will go to $400,000 because you are freeing up $100K from that your property. Again, your property is worth $500K. You have $300,000 loan balance, but you did a cash out refinance and you free up $100,000. Now your mortgage will go to $400,000 as compared to $300,000 before you did the cash out refinance. And that could mean that you're now paying extra $400 in the monthly payment because, again, you got a higher interest rate and you increase your debt. The common one will be between cash out refinance and HELOC. So you want to know what is the best time to do HELOC and what is the best time to do HELOAN. I actually have another video about that and you can find that in the description below. The method number 4 you can use to convert your home equity into a mailbox money is what I call you sell the property and you do a 1031 exchange. Now, 1031 exchange simply means that you are exchanging the property for a similar property. Now, it means that this has to be an investment property, by the way, not your primary residence. So if you do this, you're going to be deferring capital gain taxes that you will have paid on that sale, because like when you sell your property, you will pay some gain because if it's not your primary residence, you're going to pay some gain. But if it's your primary residence and you've been there for more than 2 years, you don't have to pay any capital gain. Now, the proceeds from the sales, you can use it to buy a bigger rental property. So this option is actually ideal if you want a lump sum money and you want to use that money to buy the next one. It's not ideal for you if you don't want to buy another property, because the 1031 exchange requires you to buy another property within 180 days of closing on that property. And that takes me to the number 5 method, which is your lease option or seller financing method. This is a method where you can actually sell your property to a regular homeowner or an investor, and you are now serving as the bank. They are now paying mortgage to you. They are paying their mortgage to you or whatever you agree on every single month. So this simply means that, but this is going to work. Let's say your property is paid off. Maybe you have a $300,000 single family home that is completely paid off. Now you can use that money, that paid off property, as a mailbox money every month. You sell it to an investor on a seller financing terms, or a owner occupy, people that will live in it as their primary resident on a lease option, and you have an agreement that they are paying you money every single month. And once they pay you the money, that's your mailbox money. You can use that to put your lifestyle, as the case may be for you. So this will allow you to generate that passive income. It will allow you to not deal with tenant issue because you technically don't own the property anymore, but you are collecting rent on it, or you're collecting income on it every single month. So I will drop this table right here for you to easily compare these 5 options I've actually discussed, so you can see which options actually make sense for your unique situation, and you can be able to make a smart decision, because like I said, everybody's situation is different, and you can see based on this which one actually speaks directly to you. Is it HELOC? Is it HELOAN? Is it seller financing option? Or is it a cash out refinance? Which one makes sense for you? Or maybe 1031 exchange makes sense for you? Or just sell your property without even buying another one is what makes sense for you? Again, this table will definitely help you to come to that conclusion. So to recap, right? So let's say you have a $300,000 available for you to use, and you use $100,000 out of that $300K is what you get out from maybe you did the HELOC or you did your HELOAN, and from there you use the $100K to buy a duplex in the Houston area, and that duplex is now paying you $500 every single month in net positive cash flow. This is after all expenses, and that can easily means that you are now making $500 every single month from that single property or that duplex, as the case may be. Now you can keep $130,000 in your home as a buffer, as the case may be for you, or you can maximize everything if you know what you're doing. So again, you kind of get the idea. Go make your decision based on what works for you. So if you are ready to turn your house into a cash flow machine, drop your question below and schedule a one-on-one strategy call with me. I'll be able to better understand your situation and strategize with you and give you a roadmap that we can follow together to help you turn that your lazy money, lazy equity in your house to a monthly cash flow in your bank account. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end. If you find value in this video, I want you to watch the next one, where I walk you through the ultimate guide to buy your first or your next rental property without any mistake. I walk you through it step by step. I even give you a real life example. You will find value in the video, trust me. Thank you so much. I will see you in the video. Peace.